Hello and welcome to RivenWorld. Today we're going to be talking about block snapping and how you build structures in this game. And this is going to be a very short video, so let's get started now. Right now I've got items in my inventory. They're down in the hotbar slot in 5 and 6. I got 63 stone, I think, and 24 of another type of, I think that iron. I'm outside one of the towns in the game. So I just wanted to show you that there are little towns in the game and there are NPCs in the game, and it looks like we got a bear wandering around the town. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build inside this town because the game allows me to do it for this town. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 5 and I'm going to put a block in my hand. Now depending on how close the block is to the level terrain, see the block is actually right off the ground there. Snapping to it, you want to hold down the left mouse button to put an item down. Hold down the mouse, the left mouse button. And the snapping, as you can see, is pretty smooth. See, they're just snapping together. Now, when a block is closer to terrain, see how the first block is closer into the terrain, depending on the topography of the map. Sometimes the snapping can be squirrely. So let's say if I could not snap very well to that first block, but here it's letting me. But for example, let's say it did not let me. I'm removing the blocks with the hammer, the build hammer, and I'm holding down the right mouse button to remove the blocks with the build hammer. And the build hammer is in my 3 command, and I went over that in my other video, but you can build the build hammer in the workbench. But let's say the system did not allow me to easily snap to this. My suggestion is just go one higher, build there, okay? Oh, and even there, see it went on crooked. I think it went on crooked. Did it? Let me see here. Oh no, I guess it didn't. It didn't go. It snapped right. But put the second layer that you've put in should always snap fine. Granted, by doing it this way, there's a gap underneath, and you should be able to fill that gap by building in that gap to give you a foundation. But the secret to it is, I'm going to delete these blocks again. The secret is to put the first block down, build on top of that block, and then build the second layer, the top second layer, because again, sometimes the game has some issues when it comes to snapping to the first block you put down, especially if you're trying to stay at the same level. It'll be kind of squirrely sometimes, and that's only in certain locations. But if you go up one and start there and then build from this block, then you're good to go. Now, there are different size blocks in this game. I'm using the big blocks just so I could show you the video. I mean, show you how easy it is to do in this video. There are skinnier blocks you can make, half blocks you can make, triangle blocks you can make, all sorts of blocks you can make in this game. You can put doors in. Let's say I built this wall. I'm gonna build this wall here, and I'm gonna go up here. Now, in this game, there's no gravity or support, so you don't have to worry about that. You can go as high as you want, but I can't go any higher because of see how I can't get, put it up there? So what you got to do is put a block down and kind of make a staging so you can jump onto it to get to the next level, okay? And you just keep on doing that. You just add to your staging to get you to the next level, to get up to the next tier. And then you use that hammer, that build hammer I talked about, that you make in the workbench, and you just delete the staging. Now everything that's returned to you is returned to its fullest, so there's no diminishing returns when you take back an item. You get the full item back. So now I do this, and I've just made a door hole. See? That's how easy it is. And then what you do is you build a door using the workbench, and you slide a door in there. And then you build a building. You can do whatever. Now these buildings look like they're available. You can go, oh, it's nice not hearing that rain. You can go into these buildings and build in these buildings, and I believe this town allows for that building let me just, oh, and how you rotate a block is the middle mouse button. See how it's crooked on the ground? Use the middle mouse button to rotate it. All right, so I can come out here, right? Oh, here's where it's showing me. See, it's not lining it up correctly. See, it wants to go to the side. This is a perfect example of what I was trying to do over there. See, it doesn't want to line up to the block. There's some weird, see how it's weirdly not lining up to that block correctly? And this is where people get frustrated with the game because they get a pattern like that. And that's kind of a cool deco pattern, but the game does this in various locations where it won't let you snap kindly to that first block. So you got to go up one block, and you can see that's not lining up. It's not squarely lining up, so I've got to rotate the block to line it up. But once it's those first two blocks are lined up, everything goes easy. Everything is cheese. Everything is easy to do. No problem. Just go up that one block, like I said. And now, if I want this building to be my home, I have just blocked in the only way into this house. See this? Now you could choose to put doors in or always just use the hammer to get into your structure. I like doors, they're just cleaner. So I'd put a door here. And then now this building is mine. I would say that you still need to claim the land here so that the world doesn't gobble up what you've done here in front. So you'd put a land claim down that you would protect. But once you've blocked this in, this house now belongs to you. You don't have to worry about building anything out. You can just do whatever you want. You got free lighting. This bed's not going to work for you, but you'll be able to make your own bed. But they put these buildings in the game for those people who don't want to have to spend all day building a structure. And there's no way to get into this building. I don't think I can crouch through the window. No, you can't crouch through the window. So that's really all you have to do. And there's various buildings like this throughout the world that you can just use. And on a PvP server, that's pretty beneficial if you can race to one of these buildings and this could be your vault, because there's no way anyone can destroy this wall. These buildings are game generated and they can't be destroyed. So that's really what the snapping is about. And I think once you get the hang of it, go up one block, then build from there, and then kind of make your walls the way you want to do it. See how I'm trying to snap it to that one back down there? So I've got to actually snap it, and it might be hard here. That gap is, so I'll go to crouch, I go to first person view, which is in Victor, V is in Victor, first person mode, and see if I can, yeah, I think that gap's gonna permanently be there. And it's only in certain locations on the map this happens. And that's why I wanted to do this video, because it can be somewhat frustrating to fill those gaps. But if you're on a location where you're on a ledge location and you're that close to the ground and you can't get that block to go in, you always could just extend, your wall here over a ledge edge, and then then you can tuck, then you go into crouch, and then you can tuck underneath. I say that. Oh, the rain stopped. Nice. So you should, yeah. So then you go into first person and you crouch, and then you can get it to go in there. If that's what you want to do, go to V for Victor to get out of first person, C for crouch to get out of crouch, and then you can do that. So you could wall in the entire building if that's what you want to do. What's nice about these buildings, the free lighting. You don't have to worry about torches. But if you want a hardcore, more PvP-oriented play, then don't gimp it and take one of these buildings. Just also, I believe all the NPCs can be walled into. At least these guys can. Oh, I even can push him around. So I imagine the developer. Oh yeah, I can move him around by placing him, but I can trap him in, and then nobody could be able to use him. Now, if this happens a lot in the game, then I imagine the developer will do something to stop this nonsense. But with that said, there's another town over here on this island, and you can't build on it. So, and there's a town there with NPCs, same NPCs that are in this town. So if they get walled in, or if they get taken over by a clan, then I have to hit M to get out of that map. If this town gets taken over by a clan and they want to wall those in, that's up to them. But you could just make the trip to the island. The same NPCs are there. There's no, there's no way they can box those NPCs in. They just can do it in this town because the developer currently allows you to build in this town. Currently, I'm just deleting the blocks here, and really that's really it about the snapping. I think that really sums up the mechanism quite a bit. And you, like I said, depending on the benches, you can get certain blocks, skinny blocks, half blocks, roof blocks, stair blocks, all those kinds of blocks. All right, well, thank you for joining me, and this has been RivenWorld.